Good morning, everyone. Today we're out here looking for brownbacks. Our partners at DNR, they found a bunch of larval salamanders that look like brownbacks, or two lines that look very similar. So we came out to this little spring-fed creek to see if we couldn't find anything. So let's see what we can find today, and hopefully we get one. We haven't found a brownback yet, but we're seeing lots of aquatic invertebrates and lots of crawfish, which means the water quality here is pretty good, so we're excited about that. Well, everybody, here it is. This is what we've been trying to find the past couple of times we've been out. The infamous brownback salamander, Eurycea aquatica. So those larval stages that were found by our buddies at DNR were actually larval brownback salamanders. So this is a nice male. You can see they have a fairly large head. It's still difficult to kind of tell them from a two line. They're more robust. Their tail is shorter compared to the length of their body. The heads are more robust, especially in males. They get these large enlarged jaw muscles, especially during breeding season, mating season, which this time of year is. And this is one of the larval stages. You can see they still kind of look like it. They get that brownback coloration, but they still have the paedomorphic characteristics. You can see the external gills on it, the laterally compressed tail that helps them swim. All right, when they're little, their tail is compressed, so it helps them to swim easier. And this, you see that we also found brownbacks, but we also found the dusky. The dusky one's the ones on top, and this is actually really pretty dusky salamander. A lot of times they can be just kind of one drab color, but you can actually see the pattern still on this dusky salamander. And the interesting thing we found more brownbacks than duskies. A lot of times duskies are the most common aquatic salamander in this region, but the brownbacks were by far more common. We found 4 total brownbacks and just a couple of duskies. So it's interesting to see how abundant they can be in good habitat. And this is the habitat, just a little small creek. There's a couple of springs attached to it, and there's one right here where we are searching near the road. There's a little spring right there. You can see the spring. It's bubbling up. Not a very big spring, but it's enough to feed this creek. And there's also apparently more springs upstream from this one that feed into this creek. And then it drains down into the Conasauga a couple hundred meters downstream.
To see the colors on that.
So here's the catch for the day, that really pretty dusky salamander. And you can see we were so excited we didn't even take the paper off the plastic tub there. But we got 5 salamanders total. We caught 4 brownbacks and this one dusky. We actually caught a few more, but they were really, really small larval stages, and we didn't keep them for anything. And here we are, just releasing them back. Of course, you catch them. We're not taking any specimens to preserve. We don't need any. We're taking pictures, and eventually we'll be taking genetic samples when our permit gets amended, and then we can actually determine for sure these are brownback salamanders. They look so similar to two lines. There's still some confusion on which is which. So we're going to do genetics to actually say, yes, the genetic sequence is confirming it a brownback, and it's not just us looking at it and misidentifying it as one. But I'm pretty sure these are brownbacks. These are brownbacks, I shouldn't say. These are brownbacks. I had my colleagues identify them as well. These are brownbacks. So really excited. Found our first stream with brownbacks in it. And actually we're about to go to another stream where a student sent me a picture of what looked like a brownback. So this stream is really clean and clear, no sediment. It's near the headwaters. It's just a nice stream, healthy stream. And the other one is in the middle of Dalton. A lot of sedimentation, just guck in the stream. So we're going to go and see if we can find any there. And if we do, then this will be a good comparison study. We can look at a nice, pure, clean stream, abundance of these animals, versus one that's more polluted in the city, that's going to have a little different water quality, and see how that impacts brownback salamanders. So let's go to the next site and see if we can find some more. All right, this is the site. You can see it's not as pristine. It's downtown Dalton kind of, and you get runoff from yards and parking lots, and so a lot of sedimentation. But our student found what looked like one, at least the picture did, and so we're out here today, and we found these 2 larval stages. Didn't find an adult, unfortunately, but with the picture that he sent, it looked like a brownback. Seeing these larvae that look like brownback larvae, these are brownbacks. And now we're starting to get an idea of what their habitat looks like. What kind of the stream, just get an idea like almost like a search engine visually of what the habitat looks like, what they like. And that's important because now we can go look on a map and kind of get an idea of the size of the stream, the elevation, and then we can go out and look at it and test it and say, yes, we think this site has one. Let's see if they do. So that's kind of the next phase. The first phase is just finding some sites with them, seeing what the habitat looked like, and now that we kind of understand that, we can go out and do broader surveys, more targeted surveys for these areas. And then once we find some good sites, we can start finding more sites and do comparisons and looking at population structure and health. So we found them. That's great. Thank you for watching. We did it. Now we just got to keep moving on.